This lecture is going to be on the power of color in presentation design. I apologize in advance for the hokey appearance of this presentation, as I've not had a chance to update it in the last 10 years in a way that doesn't look as trite as I often advocate against, but I hope you will see past that for the message. Okay, so we're here to talk about the power of color when we are developing presentations for our audiences. And in that vein, I think that color is often an underutilized tool to create a message of its own as you are delivering content to your audience. So we have to think about the powers of color and our unconscious associations that we have when we see different colors. So for example, what do we think of when we see red or blue or green, pink perhaps, orange, black, and purple? I have a dear friend who had a child, and she took an adamant position when she had a baby girl that the child should not receive pink clothing. And I ask you to go within yourselves to ponder why she might have taken such a strong position against that color. You know what color means. We are all programmed to associations with color. We have age associations. What colors do we associate with babies or elderly people? I think of my grandmother's home on the East Coast that was filled with pastel flowers. And then I think of my little sister's room and how troubled I was when she herself was an infant and my stepmother had picked out wallpaper in tones of brown, cream, and yellow. I had very strong opinions about this. How was I programmed that way? Also, when we think about our values, when we think of someone who considers themselves patriotic, what colors does that person wear? We think of someone we might identify as emo or goth. What color does that person wear? We have color associations with gender. If you see gender through a traditional binary lens, we have masculine colors and colors that have been regarded as feminine. What's so nice about these times is that all of these associations are being questioned and upended. And also when we think about culture. So when we think about the people of Ireland, what colors do we think of as compared to the people of China or Africa or the Middle East? So when we're designing a presentation, we have to think about the potential conscious and unconscious associations with colors that our audience might have. Therefore, you have an opportunity to encode your message using color. Now, you'll see that even in this presentation, I chose a rather cheesy clip arty motif, but this was largely predicated by the template design of crayons. We have been handling color since we were in our earliest years of kindergarten. And we had those associations with colors. We had favorite colors. Do we know why we had favorite colors as kids? I'm not sure we do. In my case, it was because I wanted to be able to grab the same cup at every mealtime. And I did this by establishing my favorite color, which was different from my siblings. So use this to your advantage. Make connections between elements with color, associations. Distinguish between like and unlike elements to create contrast. So you can sort opposing positions using different colors with your text. And then you can see continuity in content by using the same color. Say, for example, you're developing a presentation that has 3 major points that you want to deliver. When you're designing slides focusing on each facet of the content, you can give each subsection its own color scheme. It can also help you understand the presentation structure. So seeing people advance through the content that you're delivering by creating a new color for every new chapter of the content that you're delivering. And then also to discern important elements. So if you really want to create emphasis on a key content or key word, color is a great way to do that. So we all have powerful color associations. When you think of black and silver, what do you think of? Any sports teams come to mind? Red, white, and blue. Soft pink or powder blue. Code red or seeing red. Danger. for example. Or maybe it reminds you that you're hungry. Red light, green party. Think about these associations. Green party makes you think of perhaps environmentally friendly policies, etc. Green light also means new, growth. Red means stop. Red means danger. Yellow ribbon, or to be in the black. What does that mean? What colors would you choose for example, a plummeting sales report, or recruiting senior citizens to attend MJC? For example, would the bold reflex blue and black logo of the MJC Pirate be appropriate for an audience that is slowing down in their pace, maybe values different things in their lives as opposed to football games or college spirit, or their social lives after 10 p.m. at night? Or perhaps what colors would you choose for your accounting business at tax time, or your remote bed and breakfast that you own in Vermont? Anyone ever been to New England in fall? It's magnificent. And the color palette of Vermont in fall is very different from that of Vermont in springtime or summertime or winter. What message are you trying to send with the colors you use? What about your in-class speech about the causes of the Yosemite Rim Fire? You can also use color to suggest structure. For example, you can use color to differentiate in sequence of things. So if you want to show things happen in a certain order, you can use colors to help emphasize that. Or if things have different importance, distinguishing your introduction from your body from your conclusion. You can also separate elements or create unity using color. So for example, like elements might all have a keyword that is the same. Disparate elements might have different colors to separate them. And then of course, to establish hierarchy. This element is more important than that element. Color will also be helpful for you when you're using typography and you want to emphasize a keyword over another one if you're trying to do some typographically interesting text for one or more slides. Here's a way to use color: owning your dream car, trusting a lender, resisting a dealer, etc. Oh, this is an ugly slide. Not sure what that is. Oh, these are different examples of different slides and how to use colors to do so. So I will upload this slide as a PowerPoint so you can check these links if you're interested. And poor or incorrect color associations can detract from your messages. So notice these browns really kind of put you in an uncomfortable place in this very graphic-y, bright, rainbow-colored series of slides. It actually evokes thoughts that a child may not have established some good bathroom habits yet, perhaps, but see how powerful those color choices are in the context of this very clean and crisp and stereotypical color scheme. Here's another example. This is a slide that you have a cute baby. Now, that's nice. And you've got some fonts, and we're talking about Lush Valley produce. This is a classic example of someone who's used a slide template and hasn't really given it a lot of thought. So let's make some changes. What about this? So we've added a color scheme that suits the image better. I would think in these times we might want to bring up the picture of the baby to be a little larger, but we've also created a connotation with the color that you're actually closer to the food source, which is very important to many people who care about what they're eating, especially those people who like produce. So what I tried to do in this ancient slide is to create some sense of color continuity. So delve deeper into color associations. Outsmart your audience's stereotypical thoughts about colors. Try to find that hidden color that they might not think of. Don't be trite or use obvious colors. So like this presentation with the rainbow crayons, I would say is a trite approach to the presentation. How would I redo it? I'd have to think about that. But I would try to do something that doesn't sort of insult the audience's intelligence. Explore, ponder, and study symbolism, and to see if there are associations, the symbolism of colors, and dig deep into that. If I choose this color, what might it evoke for my audience that I've taken the time to research and understand? Free associate and look to elements in the environment. So one thing that is not necessarily an assignment this week, but can be very fun for you, is to experiment with sampling color from the environment. So what I was hoping to do in class today was to have you develop an original color scheme and creating a Zion National Park welcome slideshow. So it would be a palette of 5 colors, color 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that you would do after searching for images on Zion National Park and then sampling them. So I have my thing closed, but if I was to click on this box and go into my colors, let me see if I can get this in here, home, and to pick a shape fill. Let's see here. Here's my fill, and I go down here, and you can sort of see that in here. I'm going to click on more colors, and in this case I'm on a Mac, but I have the ability to use the magnifying glass here to grab a color. So let's just say I wanted to, and this would be if I had a picture open. I'm going to go grab from my desktop, which features a watery background, and it's just grabbed a color from my desktop. So what I would encourage that you do is try to create a color scheme that would mirror the Zion National Park environment. I think you'll be nicely surprised if you Google pictures of Zion National Park about how beautiful and unique the color scheme is, and how might you go about selecting 5 colors for that slideshow to use thematically throughout your presentation. Okay guys, if that seems fun, go to it and have a great time.